Our business editor, Richard Southern, joins us now. And Richard, for once, we're actually saving money in one particular section of the grocery store.
Hard to believe it. I don't know if this is true for you, Melissa, but a lot of people are baking now a lot at home. We were talking about this the other week, and all you have to do is look at your social media feeds, and you see pictures of your friends, baking loaves of bread, getting their sourdough starters ready. Everyone's baking bread at home. And this has had a consequence now. It has lowered the price of grocery store bread because we're buying it less. Sylvain Charlebois is a food expert at Dalhousie University.
All around the country, we're seeing loaves of bread typically which would sell at around $3 an item down to $1. The thing about a loaf of bread at $1, it may actually cost you less to buy bread than to actually make it yourself.
So it might be fun and it might be a great way to pass the time baking at home, but maybe not so cost effective, Melissa.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, isn't it cheaper just to buy the loaf instead and less messy?
Maybe it's not quite as good. The other side effect of this is that flour and yeast is very hard to come by. We're seeing some shortages of those in the grocery store right now, so it's quite interesting.
Yeah, I've noticed that as well. Now, old General Motors plant in Oshawa is springing back into life in the midst of this pandemic.
Yeah, GM pitching in to help us all out. What they're doing, they're retooling part of this Oshawa plant to produce face masks, and GM says they're going to crank out 1 million face masks per month. No cars have been built in this facility since 2019. I actually talked to Jerry Dias from Unifor, the head of the biggest GM union. He says it's not going to take too much to accommodate mask production in this plant, and he says, his members are happy to do it. Melissa, they're bringing actually 50 laid off GM workers back. They're going to have 2 shifts to produce the masks. So another good news story there of companies pitching in to help out.
And we need it now. Disney theme parks around the world are closed, and one analyst thinks that it may be a while before the so-called happiest place on earth reopens.
Yeah, the happiest place on earth might be closed for potentially years. We heard from analysts at UBS today, and they said they don't think Disney World or Disneyland will be reopened until 2021. And they say, Melissa, that even if Disney is able to open the doors before then, it's going to be impacted by precautions like social distancing and travel restrictions and crowd aversion. And as a result, they say Disney's going to take a profit hit of $500 million on its parks this year, $200 million next year. I mean, you can understand if they say, okay, we're going to open, but you got to stay 6 feet apart. It's hard to do in a place like Disney World or Disneyland. So it could be a while before we're going back there with the kids.
Sad news, but obviously very necessary at this time.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much, Richard. We'll see you again in the next hour.
See you at 6:30, Melissa.